President Trump says that Coca-Cola has agreed to use real cane sugar in its products sold in the United States.
Sugar is one of the most commonly used ingredients in everyday foods, yet it's also one of the most dangerous when consumed in poor quality forms. While many people focus on cutting down sugar intake, very few pay attention to which sugar brand they are using. The truth is, not all sugar is created equal. Many popular sugar brands go through heavy chemical processing, bleaching, and refining methods that strip away any remaining nutrients and may introduce harmful residues. Some sugar brands use bone char filtration, sulfur dioxide, artificial anti-caking agents, and aggressive refining techniques to achieve that bright white appearance consumers are used to. Others rely on misleading labels like natural or pure, while still offering nutritionally empty products that spike blood sugar levels and contribute to inflammation, insulin resistance, obesity, and long-term metabolic issues. Even worse, certain sugar brands sourced from genetically modified sugar beets use low-quality raw materials or prioritize shelf life over consumer health. When used daily in tea, coffee, baking, or cooking, these sugars can quietly damage your health over time. In this video, we'll break down 8 sugar brands you should avoid at all costs. Brands that may look harmless on the shelf, but come with serious health concerns when used regularly. Later, we'll also discuss what makes a sugar brand safer, so you can make smarter, healthier choices going forward. If you care about what goes into your body, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who still thinks all sugar is the same. Sugar brand number 1. Domino Sugar. Domino Sugar is one of the most recognizable sugar brands in the United States and has been a household staple for generations. Its long history and widespread availability make many people assume it's a safe, reliable option. However, when you look beyond the branding, Domino Sugar raises several serious health concerns. One of the biggest issues with Domino Sugar is its extreme level of refinement. The sugar goes through multiple processing stages that strip away all naturally occurring minerals such as calcium, magnesium, and potassium. What's left is essentially pure sucrose, empty calories that provide energy spikes with zero nutritional value. This kind of sugar causes rapid increases in blood glucose levels, followed by crashes that can increase cravings, fatigue, and overeating. Another major concern is the use of bone char filtration in the refining process. While the final product does not contain bone char itself, the sugar is filtered through char made from animal bones to achieve its bright white appearance. This process raises ethical concerns and also highlights how aggressively the sugar is processed to meet cosmetic standards rather than health ones. Domino Sugar is also commonly sourced from genetically modified sugar beets, particularly in the US. While GMO sugar beets are considered safe by regulatory agencies, many consumers prefer to avoid them due to concerns about pesticide exposure and long-term metabolic effects. Because Domino Sugar dissolves easily and tastes clean, it's often overused in beverages, baking, and daily cooking. This makes it especially dangerous, as frequent consumption is linked to insulin resistance, weight gain, inflammation, and increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Despite its trusted image, Domino Sugar is a highly processed product designed for shelf life and appearance, not human health. For daily use, this brand is best avoided. Sugar brand number 2. C&H. Pure cane sugar. C&H. Pure cane sugar markets itself as a premium option by emphasizing that it's made from cane rather than sugar beets. While this distinction sounds healthier on the surface, the reality is that C&H sugar still suffers from many of the same problems as other mass-market brands. The most significant issue is intensive chemical refining. C&H sugar is heavily processed to remove molasses and impurities, leaving behind refined sucrose with no fiber, antioxidants, or minerals. This refined structure causes rapid absorption into the bloodstream, leading to sharp blood sugar spikes and increased insulin demand. Like many conventional cane sugar brands, C&H uses sulfur dioxide and other processing aids during refining. These chemicals help preserve color and consistency, but offer no health benefits and may be irritating to individuals with sensitivities. Another concern is misleading branding. While the term pure cane sugar sounds natural, it does not mean unrefined or minimally processed. In fact, C&H sugar is just as refined as standard white sugar, making it metabolically identical despite the marketing language. C&H sugar is also commonly used in baking mixes, desserts, and sweetened drinks, where it's easy to consume in excess. Over time, habitual use contributes to inflammation, fatty liver development, hormonal imbalance, and increased risk of cardiovascular disease. Because it lacks any buffering nutrients like fiber or minerals, C&H sugar delivers calories without satiety, encouraging overconsumption. This makes it especially harmful when used daily. While it may be slightly better than beet sugar from an ingredient standpoint, C&H pure cane sugar is still a highly refined product that prioritizes taste and appearance over health. It's another brand that belongs on the avoid list. Sugar brand number 3. Imperial Sugar. Imperial Sugar is another long-standing American sugar brand that many consumers trust simply because it has been around for decades. Unfortunately, longevity does not equal quality. Imperial Sugar is a highly refined white sugar that offers no nutritional benefits benefit and carries several health concerns when used regularly. The refining process strips away all naturally occurring minerals and trace nutrients found in raw sugarcane. What remains is pure sucrose, which the body absorbs extremely quickly. This rapid absorption leads to sharp spikes in blood sugar levels, forcing the pancreas to release large amounts of insulin. Over time, this repeated insulin response increases the risk of insulin resistance and metabolic disorders. Imperial sugar is often produced using bone char filtration to achieve its bright white color. While the bone char does not remain in the final product, the process itself highlights how aggressively the sugar is processed for appearance rather than nutritional integrity. For many consumers, this also raises ethical concerns. Another issue is sourcing. Imperial sugar is frequently derived from genetically modified sugar beets, which are heavily treated with herbicides during cultivation. While regulatory bodies allow GMO sugar, many health-conscious consumers prefer to avoid potential pesticide residues associated with these crops. Because imperial sugar dissolves easily and blends smoothly into foods and beverages, it is commonly overused. Daily consumption contributes to weight gain, increased inflammation, fatty liver development, and a higher risk of type 2 diabetes. Despite its familiar name and affordable price, imperial sugar is nutritionally empty and metabolically harmful when used consistently. It offers nothing beyond sweetness and is best avoided for everyday use. Sugar brand number 4, Great Value Granulated Sugar. Great Value Granulated Sugar, sold under Walmart's private label, is designed to be inexpensive and widely accessible. While affordability is appealing, this brand represents some of the lowest quality sugar available on the market. Great Value Sugar is heavily refined and typically sourced from GMO sugar beets, making it metabolically identical to standard white table sugar. The refining process removes all molasses and micronutrients, leaving behind empty calories that spike blood sugar levels almost instantly. One of the biggest problems with budget sugar brands like Great Value is the lack of transparency around sourcing and processing. The brand provides minimal information about refining methods, chemical processing aids, or filtration techniques, leaving consumers in the dark about what they're actually consuming. This sugar is commonly used in large quantities because of its low cost, making it especially dangerous in households where sugar is added to tea, coffee, desserts, and home cooking daily. Frequent consumption can contribute to chronic inflammation, hormonal imbalance, increased cravings, and energy crashes. Another concern is how this sugar behaves in the body. Without fiber, minerals, or antioxidants to slow absorption, Great Value Sugar delivers a quick glucose hit that promotes overeating and poor appetite control. While it may seem harmless as a pantry staple, Great Value Granulated Sugar prioritizes cost efficiency over consumer health. Regular use can quietly contribute to long-term metabolic damage, making it a clear candidate for avoidance. Sugar brand number 5, Florida Crystals Organic Cane Sugar. Florida Crystals is often marketed as a healthier, more natural sugar option, especially because it carries the word organic and emphasizes sustainability in its branding. However, despite the premium image, Florida Crystals still presents several health concerns that place it firmly on the avoid list for regular consumption. One of the biggest misconceptions about Florida Crystals is that organic labeling automatically means nutritionally beneficial. While it is true that the sugar is derived from organic sugarcane, the refining process remains highly aggressive. Most of the molasses content is removed during processing, stripping away minerals like iron, calcium, and potassium that naturally exist in sugarcane. What remains is still largely sucrose with minimal nutritional buffering. Another issue is blood sugar impact. Florida Crystals has a glycemic effect similar to refined white sugar. Once consumed, it rapidly breaks down into glucose and fructose, causing sharp blood sugar spikes. Over time, repeated spikes contribute to insulin resistance, increased fat storage, and a higher risk of metabolic disorders. The organic source does not change how the body processes sucrose. Florida Crystals also promotes itself as less processed, but this claim can be misleading. While it may undergo fewer steps than conventional white sugar, it is still refined enough to remove most protective compounds. This creates a false sense of security, encouraging people to use it more freely in baking, beverages, and everyday cooking. Another concern is marketing-driven overuse. Because Florida Crystals appears healthier, consumers often justify using larger quantities. This psychological effect can lead to higher overall sugar intake, which is more damaging than consuming small amounts of truly unrefined sweeteners. From a digestive standpoint, Florida Crystals offers no fiber, no enzymes, and no compounds to slow sugar absorption. This makes it metabolically identical to standard sugar once inside the body. Frequent consumption contributes to inflammation, energy crashes, increased cravings, and long-term weight gain. While Florida Crystals may be ethically sourced and environmentally conscious, it still prioritizes sweetness and shelf stability over metabolic health. For individuals trying to reduce sugar-related health risks, this brand remains a poor choice for daily use. Sugar brand number 6, Wholesome Organic Cane Sugar. Wholesome Organic Cane Sugar is another brand that positions itself as a clean, health-conscious alternative to conventional sugar. With organic organic certifications and ethical sourcing claims, it often appeals to consumers looking for a better sweetener. However, beneath the branding lies a product that still poses significant health concerns. The primary issue with Wholesome organic cane sugar is that it is still refined sucrose, despite being organic. During processing, most of the natural molasses is removed, eliminating minerals and antioxidants that could otherwise slow sugar absorption. As a result, the body metabolizes it almost identically to white table sugar. Wholesome sugar also has a high glycemic load, meaning it causes rapid spikes in blood glucose. These spikes place stress on the pancreas and contribute to insulin dysregulation over time. For people consuming sugar daily in coffee, tea, or baked goods, this can accelerate the development of metabolic issues. Another problem is the perception of safety. Because Wholesome emphasizes ethical farming and organic practices, consumers may assume the sugar is nutritionally supportive. This misconception often leads to habitual overconsumption, which is far more damaging than occasional use. From a nutritional standpoint, Wholesome organic cane sugar lacks fiber, protein, and micronutrients that would help moderate its effects. It provides calories without satiety, increasing hunger and promoting overeating. This is especially problematic in processed foods where sugar is already abundant. Additionally, Wholesome sugar dissolves easily and blends seamlessly into recipes, making it easy to consume in large quantities without realizing it. This silent overuse contributes to weight gain, inflammation, and increased risk of cardiovascular issues. While Wholesome organic cane sugar may be a slightly cleaner product from an agricultural perspective, it remains metabolically harmful when consumed regularly. Organic labeling does not protect against blood sugar spikes, insulin resistance, or long-term health damage. For those serious about reducing sugar-related risks, Wholesome organic cane sugar should not be mistaken for a truly healthy option. It is still refined sugar dressed in better marketing. Sugar brand number 7, Dixie Crystals. Granulated sugar. Dixie Crystals is another legacy sugar brand in the United States that benefits heavily from nostalgia and brand recognition. Many consumers associate it with home baking, family recipes, and traditional cooking, which creates a sense of trust. Unfortunately, when evaluated from a health perspective, Dixie Crystals raises many of the same concerns as other mass-market sugars, and a few additional ones. At its core, Dixie Crystals is a highly refined granulated sugar. The refining process removes virtually all naturally occurring molasses, minerals, and trace nutrients from sugarcane. This leaves behind almost pure sucrose, a compound that the body breaks down rapidly into glucose and fructose. The result is an immediate spike in blood sugar, followed by an insulin surge, a cycle that contributes to energy crashes, cravings, and long-term metabolic strain. One major concern with Dixie Crystals is its lack of nutritional buffering. There is no fiber, no antioxidants, and no minerals left to slow absorption or support digestion. This makes it especially harmful when consumed regularly in drinks, desserts, and baked goods. Frequent intake is linked to increased inflammation, fat storage around the abdomen, and higher risk of insulin resistance. Another issue lies in processing methods. Like many conventional white sugars, Dixie Crystals undergoes aggressive refining to achieve a bright, uniform appearance. This prioritizes aesthetics and shelf life rather than health. In many cases, this refining includes filtration processes that raise ethical and processing quality concerns, even if residues are not present in the final product. Because Dixie Crystals dissolve smoothly and taste neutral, it is often overused. Its clean sweetness masks just how much sugar is being consumed, especially in home cooking. Over time, this habitual use contributes to hormonal imbalance, disrupted appetite signals, and increased dependence on sweet flavors. Despite its wholesome image, Dixie Crystals offers no health advantage over other refined sugars. Its long-standing reputation does not offset the fact that it is nutritionally empty and metabolically disruptive. For daily use, this brand belongs firmly on the avoid list. Sugar brand number 8, Kirkland Signature Organic Sugar. Kirkland Signature Organic Sugar is often perceived as a smart, health-conscious choice simply because it comes from Costco and carries the organic label. Bulk purchasing, organic certification, and a trusted retailer give this sugar a strong reputation, but when examined closely, it still presents notable health drawbacks. The biggest misconception surrounding Kirkland organic sugar is that organic equals healthy. While organic farming standards may reduce pesticide exposure, they do not change how the body processes sugar. Once consumed, Kirkland organic sugar behaves almost identically to conventional refined sugar, rapidly breaking down into glucose and fructose. During processing, most of the natural molasses is removed, eliminating minerals like magnesium and potassium that could slightly mitigate sugar's impact. What remains is refined sucrose with minimal nutritional value. This means blood sugar spikes occur quickly, placing stress on insulin regulation and increasing the likelihood of energy crashes and cravings. Another concern is portion psychology. Because Kirkland sugar is sold in large bulk bags and marketed as organic, consumers may use it more freely. This leads to higher overall intake, which is far more damaging than occasional use. The perception of safety encourages overconsumption, a common pattern with better-for-you sugar products. products. From a metabolic standpoint, Kirkland organic sugar offers no fiber or enzymes to slow digestion. This promotes fat storage, particularly when combined with sedentary lifestyles or high carbohydrate diets. Over time, habitual use can contribute to weight gain, fatty liver development, and increased risk of metabolic syndrome. While the brand may score points for sourcing and affordability, it still prioritizes sweetness and shelf stability over health. Organic labeling does not protect against the biological effects of refined sugar. For individuals trying to reduce inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, or improve long-term health, Kirkland Signature Organic Sugar is not the safe option it appears to be. It remains another refined sugar that should be avoided for regular consumption. Now that we've exposed how even the most popular and trusted sugar brands can quietly harm your health, the big question becomes, what should you use instead? Cutting sugar completely isn't realistic for most people, but choosing better quality alternatives can make a massive difference over time. The key is selecting sweeteners that are less processed, contain trace nutrients, and don't spike blood sugar as aggressively. Let's look at 2 safer alternatives that stand out for their processing methods and overall impact when used in moderation. Healthy alternative. Number 1. Organic raw honey. Organic raw honey is one of the most time-tested natural sweeteners and stands far apart from refined sugar in both structure and health impact. Unlike white or organic cane sugar, raw honey is minimally processed, meaning it retains naturally occurring enzymes, antioxidants, and trace minerals. One of the biggest advantages of raw honey is that it contains small amounts of minerals such as potassium, calcium, magnesium, and iron. While these amounts aren't high enough to replace a nutrient-rich diet, they help buffer honey's impact on blood sugar compared to refined sugar, which contains none. Raw honey also has a lower glycemic response than white sugar when consumed in small amounts. This means it doesn't spike blood glucose levels as aggressively, reducing the insulin stress placed on the body. For people trying to stabilize energy levels or reduce sugar crashes, this is a significant benefit. Another major advantage is honey's natural antioxidant content, including flavonoids and phenolic compounds. These antioxidants help combat oxidative stress and inflammation, both of which are worsened by excessive refined sugar consumption. It's also worth noting that raw honey has antibacterial and antimicrobial properties, which refined sugars lack entirely. Historically, honey has been used not just as a sweetener, but also for digestive and immune support. However, moderation is still critical. Honey is still a form of sugar and should not be consumed excessively. The key difference is that raw honey provides functional compounds alongside sweetness, whereas refined sugar provides empty calories only. When sourced locally and labeled as raw and unfiltered, honey becomes one of the most balanced sweetening options available. Healthy alternative. Number 2. Organic coconut sugar. Organic coconut sugar is often considered one of the closest drop-in replacements for white sugar, but with a much gentler metabolic impact. Made from the sap of coconut palm flowers, coconut sugar undergoes minimal refining, allowing it to retain more of its natural compounds. One of coconut sugar's biggest advantages is its lower glycemic index compared to refined cane sugar. This means it releases glucose more slowly into the bloodstream, helping reduce sudden spikes and crashes in energy levels. Coconut sugar also contains inulin, a type of prebiotic fiber that slows glucose absorption and supports gut health. Refined sugar contains zero fiber, which is why it hits the bloodstream so quickly and aggressively. Additionally, coconut sugar retains trace minerals like zinc, potassium, and iron, along with antioxidants that help offset inflammation. While these nutrients are present in small amounts, they still offer more value than nutritionally empty white sugar. Another benefit is flavor. Coconut sugar has a mild caramel-like taste, which often allows people to use less sweetener overall while still achieving satisfying results in baking and beverages. As with any sweetener, coconut sugar should still be used sparingly. It is not a health food, but it is a significantly better option than heavily refined sugars when used consciously. For people transitioning away from white sugar, coconut sugar offers a practical and healthier middle ground. Sugar is everywhere, and avoiding it entirely isn't realistic in modern life. But what is realistic is becoming smarter about the sugar you bring into your home. As we've seen, many popular sugar brands, even those labeled organic or natural, are still highly refined and offer nothing but empty calories and long-term health risks. The difference between damage and balance often comes down to quality, processing, and moderation. Choosing less refined sweeteners, understanding labels, and reducing daily intake can significantly improve energy levels, weight control, and metabolic health over time. Remember, your body responds not just to how much sugar you eat, but what kind. Making small changes today can prevent serious health issues tomorrow. If this breakdown helped you see sugar differently, like the video, subscribe for more ingredient breakdowns, and share this with someone who still thinks all sugar is the same.